raised, and how uh, how how much is the temperature at your place? Like, how warm is it? How hot is it?
The weather is now like pleasant here, and I am based on Diwali. And
Okay.
it's a little bit breezy today, and I expect rain here.
Okay. So, do you feel like having sherbet today?
Yep.
Okay, great. So now I think we have a very enthusiastic set of audience.
Yeah.
Everybody is fond of sherbets. They also have a great
बताने
idea
तो जाएगी
of
तो सही
what the sherbets are made of.
अनुभूति जी
And we are looking forward to quench our thirst in this summer with an exciting array of cool drinks with us.
अनुभूति please unmute yourself.
Yeah, am I audible?
Yes.
Okay, so Kanya, can you please help me and tell me what's the last thing did you hear from? Where can I pick up? Anyway, okay, so I was just telling that now we have an exciting set of audience like you with us. We are all sharbat lovers, and also in this season of hot summer, this is the perfect drink that we need to quench our thirst. So I welcome our important guests for the day today, Vibha Varshney, for our session. And I welcome all of you to our masterclass on sherbets. This is called Heat Busters. Let me introduce Vibha to all of you. Vibha is a senior associate editor in the Down to Earth magazine. Down to Earth is published by our Center for Science and Environment, New Delhi. Vibha is passionate about food journalism and has worked for about 23 years in this field. She is a botanist by qualification, environmentalist by profession, a scholar by passion, a writer by expertise, and a foodie at heart. She has written 3 fantastic books on food. This is called the First Food series. It's called, so the books are Business of Taste, Culture of Taste, and A Taste of India's Biodiversity. And Vibha has also contributed a lot to journals, books, reports, policies, and a lot more. Basically, Vibha is our in-house food expert, and we can't do without her. So, Vibha, please take over the session and address our wonderful kids on sherbets. Are you able to hear me, everybody? Vibha, can you please unmute yourself? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you,
Anubhuti.
Thank you, Anubhuti, for this wonderful introduction. And thank you all the children who are here to listen to this wonderful session on Heat Busters. So when everyone was talking about the drinks that they have, I heard 3 drinks that they are having. One is ampanna, one is lemonade, and one child said strawberry juice.
Yeah,
So,
I think that.
yes. So, but India is full of biodiversity. There are so many things that you can make sherbets out of. And it would be a good time to learn about these plants, learn about these fruits and ingredients so that we can have them during the summer holidays this year and also for the rest of our lives. These are good for health, they are nutritious, and they are easy to make. Many of them are easy to make. So for some, you will have to take the help of your parents and other elder people in your house. But once they give you the basic material, you would be able to make them yourself. So that is a very, very important thing. Also, today is a very important day because tomorrow is the International Day of Biological Diversity. So in this way, we will talk about the biodiversity of India. We will talk about different ingredients from different part of the country. And we would also figure out how to make them into a sherbet. So let me begin with the sharing my slides, and let's get on with our session. So just a minute. Okay, I cannot share my presentation. Why is that sharing option not coming? Can you share? The option is to share is not coming. Sharing the
One
screen.
second, Vibha, we'll just take care of it.
Okay, so here it is, but can you see it?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, so just a minute. No, it's not coming. I can't change. Who has shared it?
Sukanya.
Sukanya. Hi, thank you, Sukanya. You will have to change the slide also. So let's move on with the first slide. Okay, so this is a basic background on why do we need to drink? Why do we need water, or why do we feel thirsty? So the thing is that our bodies have a lot of water in it. So in little kids, infants, as much as 75% of their body weight is water, and in elderly people, it is something like 55%. So water is very, very important to function well. So it helps us in our digestion processes. It helps us move our muscles. It helps the brain work better also. Like you might have noticed that when you are feeling thirsty, your brain stops working. So once you are hydrated, everything moves on well. So as we keep on through the day, we sweat, we breathe, we go to the washroom. So we lose all this water. So we have to keep on replenishing ourselves with this. So when we need water, our brain tells us, and it also tells us when we need to stop drinking. Can I have the next slide? But what has been seen that sometimes plain water is not very good, is not good enough, because when we are sweating or when we are going to the washroom, we also lose electrolytes. So our grandmothers and older people in our families know how to deal with this kind of thirst. They tell us that we need to take beverages that remain in the stomach for a long period, so for our bodies to feel hydrated. What they did, because at that time we did not have soft drinks, we did not have all these fancy things that are available now. So they used ingredients from around their surroundings, in the kitchens, whatever they could find. They've turned it into tasty drinks for children, their like just like you. So they used to they were very innovative in these things. So these drinks can quench your thirst, but also also have medicinal values. So they are very good for the health, and because they are fulfilling also, so they can be had as a snack also. So let us move on and let's see what all is available. Sukanya, can I have the next slide? So Anubhuti, I would have like to ask children about what this is. So can they answer?
Yeah, sure. Please go ahead.
So does anyone know what this is? If you see the fruit in the basket, what do you think this is?
You could either raise your hand or you can answer it in the chat stream. Okay, so we have Arun Verma. He's saying that. Sorry. So there's Kushi Nayak who says it's bael.
Okay. So Kushi, how do you have your bael? Like, how do you eat it? Do you drink it? Do you eat it? And where are you from?
Kushi, you can unmute yourself and you can respond to our speaker.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I'm from Odisha, and we generally make sherbet out of bael, and we put some milk on in that also, and some spices in that also.
Okay. Yes. So this is, this is a very common tree across India, and It's like a ball of yellow pulp, and you break it. It's got a hard shell. You break it. Take out the pulp out of it, and you uh, pass it through a mesh and add water to it. It is already sweet, so you don't have to add sugar to it. But if you like it slightly sweeter, you can add. And you can also add salt, as Kushi mentioned, and you can have it as a very cool, refreshing drink. And this is very good uh, fiber. It has a very good fiber content, and it's very good for the stomach. Can I have the next slide, Sukanya? So it is called bael in Hindi, and bilva and other similar sounding names across India. In Latin, it is called Agel marmelos, and in English, it is called stone apple. So it's very rich in vitamins also. It's really, really good for the stomach. So I hope, because it's, as I said, it's available across India all the at this time of the year. So I hope this is the first beverage that you will make for yourself, the first sherbet you will make for yourself. Can I have the next slide? So who knows what this is?
Okay, so we have Radhika's hand up from a very long time.
Already. Yes.
Radhika, tell us what's the correct answer. Radhika, I've unmuted you.
Mom, I think it would be berry.
We can't see you clearly. Yeah. Yeah, tell us.
I think it would be berry, like berry.
Berry? Okay.
Blueberry.
One.
Should we take a few more answers, Vibha, or is this the correct answer?
No, this is not the answer.
Okay, so Mishti Gajabiye, can I ask you to answer this question? Your hand is up for quite some time.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you also switch on your video if possible? Okay, Mishti, tell us. What's the right answer?
Strawberry.
No, 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 no.
Okay, no. Okay, we'll take one last answer. So, Bhavisha?
I got the right answer in the chat box.
Okay, great.
Sahaj Kaur has replied, it's falsa.
Oh, great.
And yes, it is falsa. Can I have the next slide, Sukanya? So it is called falsa, and it's Vibha Asiatica in Latin. I'm giving you Latin names because it's always good to learn. And okay, you might not use them right away, but once in a while, it's good to know the Latin names and the scientific names also. So this fruit is very rare. It doesn't keep very well. So you have to consume it very quickly, and it is very expensive. So right now, I don't know, at least in Delhi where I stay, during the summers, these falsa sellers come with a very small amount of the falsa in their baskets, and they have a very nice song to attract customers. So they sing things like काले काले फालसे, शरबत वाले फालसे, ठंडे मीठे फालसे, बड़े रसीले फालसे. So, this is a way of them calling people towards themselves. And as children, we used to run whenever he used to come and get these berries. So they are very sour and sweet. And once they ripen, they are easy to make into a sherbet. I will tell you how they are made into a sherbet later on in a while. So this has got very cooling properties, and they're like they are rich in vitamins also. So let's move on to the next slide. So this is thandai. I will not ask what this is this time because it's not a very clear picture. But thandai is highly, highly nutritious because it's got lots of dry fruits. It's got things like almonds, watermelon, kernels, rose petals, pepper, poppy seeds. And you can either put it in milk, or you can have it in water. And it makes a very, very nutritious and healthy drink. So Sukanya, can you play on the video now?
Let me know if you're not able to hear it.
We can hear you. Hear this.
Sukanya, we can't see the video. Meanwhile, Vibha, we had a question from Shivansh. He was asking, what does falsa contain?
Falsa contain is what it's rich in vitamins. It's got the so I can only give you the healthy parts of it. It's got cooling properties, and it's a very small fruit. If you see it, it's something just around a centimeter in diameter, and it's got very little pulp in it. The pulp is sweet and sour, and the seeds can also be consumed. It's got a very healthy oil in it, so it's always good to chew on those seeds also. Many people just throw them away, but you can eat them also.
Thank you.
Sukanya. And as you can see, you can easily make the bael sharbat at home because you don't need anyone else's help in that. In case of falsa, you don't have to grind it. If the fruits are ripe, you can just mash it with your hands and just sieve it through wire mesh, and you can use it. In case of thandai, yes, you will need some help, but these are easy to make, and you can try making them this week. So let's move on to the next slide. Sukanya. Okay, now this looks very interesting, I hope. So what is this? Does anyone know?
Okay, we have some hands up. Jivashri? Jivashri, I just saw your hands up.
Got the right answer. The first answer was right.
Aha.
I think lots of people are having this nowadays. It's a health food and it looks so cute is the reason that I would have it. So these are seeds of tulsi, not the one that we grow at our homes, but it is the basil tulsi, which also we do grow in our homes, but not the one that we use for religious purposes. So these are high in fiber. Once you put them in water, they swell up and they look like this. And you can kind of add them to any of your normal drinks. Like you can add it to your milk, you can make iced lollies out of this, you can put it in your lemonade. And they don't have a very significant taste, so they work well with everything. So you can, these are also called the Faluda seeds. And this mucilage is good for health, is good for the stomach. Like anything that you drink in these summers has to be good for your body, because you need the water. The water has to remain in your stomach for some time. So that is why anything that is rich in fiber is good for the good during the summer. So all you need to do is, before you use it, take a teaspoon of the seeds and you put them in water, soak them in water for half an hour, and then you add them to anything that you want to have them with. They work well with everything. You can put it in anything you like, and even over your ice cream. But then the whole purpose of health food is kind of defeated. But it's a good way of having these seeds. So can I have the next slide? So this one is giving you the name Sabja, Ocimum sanctum. Ocimum basilicum is the Latin name. And someone had said chia seeds in the chat box. They look very similar to chia seeds, but they are not chia seeds, but they are more healthy in a way, because they are local and they are based on local diversity. So anything that is available around us is cheaper. Chia seeds are much more expensive. Basil seeds are much cheaper. So you can have them and you can enjoy them anytime you want to have. Next slide. So this is what everyone seems to be having. I'm sure everyone can recognize it. I can see
lots of hands up.
Yes, everyone has had this. So let's have, what is this?
Can I ask anyone? Okay. Can I ask Saubhagya to unmute yourself? Saubhagya, do you want to speak?
Yes, ma'am, this is Panna.
Yes. Oh. Yes, everyone knows this. And I think someone also gave a very nice recipe for this, but my recipe is slightly different. So let me just explain what to do. You would need your parents' help in this, but once they give you a concentrate, you are good to go for a week. So here's what you're supposed to do. Take raw mango, which is slightly pulpy, and you boil it. You peel them, you take out the pulp, and then in a pan, put small amount of water, a small amount of oil, and put asafoetida, which is hing, and a little bit of jeera, and you put the pulp into that. And then add on a little bit of chili powder, a little bit of salt, a little bit of jaggery. Once everything is together, you cook it, and you can store it for at least a week in your refrigerator. When you want to drink it, you just need to add 1 spoon of this into water and it's ready. So in this photo, you can also see mint leaves, which go very well with this. So you can try it with that also. Let's move on to the next slide. So this is Ampanna, as I said, it's Mangifera indica, and it's in season right now. So if you don't have it now, the season would be gone, and then you would not be able to get it till the next summer holidays. So this is what to have, what you should have immediately. Again, biodiversity is so interesting, and it's so interesting to see with every changing season, you see different things coming. So you have to wait for these things to come. Everything cannot be stored. Like I told you about the falsa, 15 days, 20 days, it's gone. You will not be able to get it after that. So that's the time to have it. Uske baad it cannot be stored also. It doesn't have any keeping quality. So please go ahead. Next slide, please. Now let us see if anyone recognizes this. Though I have written it right there. So
It feels like a tough question, but we still have a few hands up.
okay, let us see. It's raita. No. It's not raita, but yes, it does look like raita, and it has got buttermilk in it, so it's kind of raita. So let me tell you what this is. This is called kud, and this is from Tamil Nadu, but other parts of southern India also have this. This is made out of millets. Millets are very much in fashion right now, so I'm sure you people are also being asked to have millets because they are good for health. They are better for the environment also because they use very little water to grow. So these millets are, generally what is used is either bajra, which is pearl millet, or ragi. So what is done is you coarsely grind it, you mix it in water, and you keep it for some time. After that, you boil it slowly, and then keep it out for fermentation. So that actually, gives it more nutritive value, because all the healthy microbes, lactobacillus and yeasts and everything, they grow inside this. They turn it because they make the whole product slightly acidic. They give a tangy taste to it also, and then you can have it with anything that you like. You can have it with non-vegetarian accompaniments. You can have it with vegetarian accompaniments, like mango. Raw mango tastes very nice with it. As you can see, I have added chili and green chili and onions to this. So it's a versatile thing. You can add anything to it, like according to your taste. That is again another thing that is very good about the local beverages that we can make at home. We can kind of modify them as to what our likings are. Can you do that with a soft drink? No. Can you do it with a squash? No. So ready-made things are ready-made. Yes, they are quick to have, but they cannot be modified. So what if you like something sweet? You can make it into a sweet thing. If you like it slightly more salty, you can add salt to it also. So that's a very good advantage of having local beverages also. Let's move on to the next one. This I'm sure everyone knows. Let's see. I hope to see at least 20 hands up.
I think there are.
Yes.
I'm a very engrossed audience. Oh my God, I can actually see about 20 hands.
I've got 17 now. Let's get on to 20. Oh, I went back to 17. Okay.
Shall I ask any student to speak up?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so Sarvagna, I see your hand up for quite some time. Tell us what this is. I have unmuted you.
Ma'am, lemonade.
Yes, this is yes. Right. So how do you make it?
Sarvagna, can you tell us how do you make a lemonade? I think she has disappeared.
Oh. Anyone else? Let's hear someone else tell us how they make it, because again, you can make it as you like it. So anytime, like if you want to have it salty, you can have it salty. You can put mint into it. You can put anything into it. So let's hear from someone else.
Nandini Kumari, do you want to speak up and tell us how do you make Nimbu Sharbat? I have unmuted you.
There's someone, Bhavisha, who wants to really give us the recipe. So
once again, I can't see Bhavisha.
Prerna Mittal is also saying, may I?
Bhavisha, are you there?
Ma'am, will you please repeat?
Yeah, can you tell us how do you make Nimbu Pani? How do you make Nimbu Sharbat? Lemonade?
Take some of the lemon juice and we should remove it.
Can you speak a little louder? We can't hear you.
First, we should take some lemon juice. We should remove its seeds as well and put that into some water and add.
Bhavisha, be a little louder. I think there is some connection problem, or maybe you need to come closer to the mic.
Okay. Ma'am, then we need to add some black pepper and sugar to it, and then we can.
So, of what I can hear, Bhavisha said that we need to put lemon, some black pepper, some, I think she mentioned mint also, and water in the end.
Yes, that's a basic recipe, and you can mix and mash, do whatever you want to do it, as long as you have the lemon. One nice way of having it is also to scoop out the pulp from inside the lime, and then add it to your lemonade. So, that gives you a more taste to it, more fiber to it. So let's not waste the lemon fibers. So that is one way of making it. So let's move on to the next slide. Again, this line, the next one can do. Move on, Sukanya. So now again, one very easy one. I already see 12 hands, which might be for the last slide.
Okay, let me go to Nitin Niranjan. Nitin, can you switch on your video and tell us the answer? I have also unmuted you. Yes.
It's watermelon.
Yes.
Watermelon.
Yes. So, but would you prefer to have the watermelon as a fruit, or would you like to have it as a drink?
Drink.
Why?
Because it's tasty and food.
It's tasted as a drink, but you can okay, that's a good idea. But you can have it as a cut fruit. It's easier to have, and actually, what you can do is take the watermelon. You can mash it with some kind of a mortar and pestle or some instrument, and then you can freeze it for some time, and then it makes a very nice slush. So that's a very good way of having it. So you don't have to go to the market to buy slushes, and you can have it like this. So it tastes very nice. So what you do is you can add a little bit of salt also if you want. If you like it sweet, you can add salt. If the watermelon is not very sweet, you can add a little bit of sugar to this. So let's go to the next slide, which is actually just going to give the name. So let's go on, move to the next slide. So this is tarbooj, and it's a very interesting plant because it's so full of water. If anything that you need during summers is water, and this is full of water, so a perfect drink for and a perfect fruit for summers. And it's so easily available. It's one of the cheapest fruits, and as I said, you should eat local food, local and seasonal fruits through the year, because they're not only healthier because they are suited to your body and to the environment, but also at that time they are the cheapest. So you will not be able to find watermelon in winters very easily, and even if you do find now, because you get it from the cold storage and you get it from different parts of the country, they are more expensive. So again, now is the time to have the watermelon juice and just the watermelon also. Can I have the next slide? This I am sure nobody can tell me. 100% sure.
But we still have a few hands up.
I don't think they are for this one.
Women are engrossed and they are ready to challenge the.
Oh, it's not lassi. It's not lassi. I think Navya is really excited about lassi. There was someone else who said, no, that was raita. Sorry.
Can I ask anyone to speak up?
Yes.
Okay, Aditya, yeah. Tell us what it is.
Yes, ma'am. Then there is Malai lassi.
No, it's not lassi. It's not chach no. It's something very, very different. I'm sure nobody has had it. It's very different, very, very different.
Gitanjali Monto says it's badam milk.
No. Should I now go on?
Yes, yes, please disclose.
Let's move on to the next slide then. So it is Gond Katira. It's from a tree. It's from a shrubby plant. It's, you know, like when you break a plant, sometimes a gummy material comes out of it. Like if you see the mango tree, a gum comes out of that, even from the neem tree. So this is tragacanth gum, and it is very healthy for summers because it soaks in lots and lots of water. But you have to be careful about this. So what you are supposed to do is take 1 small teaspoon of this gond, which is easily available nowadays in the market because it's part of the processed food industry also. So you take 1 small spoon of the gum, soak it in water, let it soak very well, and then put in milk on that. And you can, as you can see, I have used a rose syrup along with that. You can put gulukand in it. You can put anything that you like, you know, cardamom, whatever you love. You just add to that milk, but you can add almonds to it. Just make it slightly sweet and you can have it. You don't need to, because you have put gulukand, which is rose petals and sugar, which have been kept out in the sun for some time. So it makes a very, very nice drink. So let's move on. This is a very easy drink to make for children because they can you can easily soak the gum, and you just need to add milk to that, but just have a little bit of it, not too much. Let's move on to the next slide. Now let's see. Now this is again a very, very beautiful drink.
We have quite a few hands up also. Devansh Mohanty, do you want to tell us? I see you raising your hand.
No, it's not ruafza. Look at the flowers at the back. There are fennel seeds. Look at the flowers. What are these flowers?
Devansh, speak up. Yeah, we are able to.
I'm guessing it looks similar like a tea, but is it? I'm not sure.
It's not tea.
Hmm.
It is flame of the forest. Who said that?
So it's again Gitanjali.
Yes, she knows a lot about the plants. Okay, so let's ask her what can be done with this. What does she know about this?
One second, let me. Gitanjali, we have unmuted you. Please, if you can, switch on your video and also let us know your answer.
Ma'am, it looked like flame of the forest because I've seen flame of the forest flowers before.
Okay, and what are they used for? Have you ever used them?
No, ma'am.
No. So during, let me give you a little bit. Yes, someone said color. Yes, Dr. Jhalesh has given the answer. So during Holi, these flowers just bloom just before Holi. So during the Holi, you can soak these flowers and it will give you a yellow color. And those are nice herbal colors, which are in fashion right now. So that you can play Holi with this. However, because they are very rich in antioxidants, you can also traditionally in Chhattisgarh areas in central India where this tree grows, this is used to make a beverage. You can make it into a warm tea and also you can make it into a sherbet. So what is done is you soak the flowers in water, and then I think there's a video after this. I think that explains it so much better. Let's move on to the next slide, and Sukanya, if you can play the video.
Vibha, this is the one, right?
Yes, the second video, it's starting from the end. Let's see. Yes, play on. Thank you, Sukanya. Let's go on to the presentation. Perfect. Thank you. So wasn't this very easy to make? But you will have problems getting the flowers right now unless you really save the flowers from the season. So it was on till in at least around Delhi. It was available last month, but I don't know if it is going to be available now. But next year, be sure to have this. You can experiment with this, and it looks so pretty. So it's something nice to have. Let's go to the next slide. Now this one is easy. I have given the name also. So Jaljeera, it's made out of mint. Mint leaves are very, very cooling during the summers. So it's good to have. Again, they are good for the digestion. And somehow, because in the summers, you know, whatever you eat, it's so hot, your body has to struggle a lot to digest all this food. So anything that can, you can add to your diet, which helps these things work, gives you nutrients, gives you electrolytes, which help you function better, is good. So let's move on to the next slide. This again is very easy. Let's see. 3 participants, 4 participants. Anubhuti, you can ask the name. Coconut. Someone said coconut. So this, I hope everyone is having nowadays.
Oh, I think a lot of hands are up.
Yes.
Let me ask Sarvagna. Sarvagna, we had lost you the last time. Yeah, so tell us, do you love coconut juice?
Coconut juice?
Do you find it at your place?
Yes, ma'am.
Where are you based?
What are you saying?
Where do you stay? Where do you stay?
In Delhi.
Okay. So it's easily available everywhere. However, it is usually found across the coast because it's a coastal tree. It's a tall tree, and every part of this tree is very useful. India has lots of coconut trees, and we drink a lot of coconut water, and we make oil out of it. Everyone puts it on their hair, and we cook in this coconut oil also, and it's a very healthy drink. Just anecdotally, during World War II, the coconut water was used to replenish instead of blood. Like there was a shortage of blood, and someone used this coconut water as blood, but it's controversial, so we don't know the extent to which this can actually help. But it is a very healthy, nutritious food. It's considered a wholesome food. Like you can have just 1 glass of this, it will give you everything, all the nutrients you need for that day. So it's a good thing to have once in a while. But there's so many drinks, as I said, like if you start having these, your next 14 days are done. So have it, out of those 14 days, have one of coconut milk also, coconut water also. Let's move on to the next slide. So it just gives the name. The next one. This is kokum. It is again a coastal. It's found across the coast in Karnataka, in Maharashtra, Goa. Goa uses lots of kokum. So it's a kind of mangosteen. It's very sour. The fruit inside is very sweet, but the red part of the fruit that you can see is sour. It is dried, and that kokum is used to prepare in cooking and also for making sherbets like this. So again, you just need to soak the kokum rind in water, and you can make the drink out of it. And it's also, you can also make it, add sugar to it and keep it out in the sun for some time, and it will, it will mix together well, and a squash kind of a thing can be prepared from this. So this is something you can also try if you can get. Again, everything is very local. So in Delhi, you will not be able to find this growing anywhere, but you can buy it from the market and use this. So let's move on to the next slide. Now, what is this? Now, this is actually very, very misleading. It's not giving any hint. So I will tell you what this is. This is called sattu. Let's move on to the next slide. So this is called sattu. It's very, very popular in Bihar. Is there anyone from Bihar?
Well, we do have a couple of hands raised.
And Prerna has given the answers. But I want to know if anyone has tasted this and if anyone is from Bihar, eastern part of UP. No.
Ananya, I see your hand up. Do you want to answer this? I think we can proceed maybe.
We can proceed. So this is very simple. This is just Bengal gram, your chana, jo chole bhature hote hain, wo wala, that chana, and it's roasted and powdered. And whenever you are feeling hungry, you just add a teaspoon of this into water, and you add salt or sugar as you want. Put cumin, roasted cumin over it. If you are feeling very hungry, you can add, you can make it thicker. You can add onion, chili, and whatever else you would like to add into this. And it's a wholesome meal also. And in a diluted form, it's a beverage. So let's move on. I think that was the last slide. And these are the 3 books that Center for Science and Environment and Down to Earth has done. These has more recipes like this. And I have taken out these recipes from these books. So thank you for listening to me, and Anubhuti, over to you. Thank you, Sukanya.
Thank you so much, Vibha, for this wonderful session. Our audience was engrossed throughout with the wonderful pictures and the tasty sherbets that you told us about. We will now have a very quick Q&A session. Anybody who wants to ask a question, you can please raise your hand and I will come to you and we can you can present your question to us. Okay, Gitanjali, yeah, please tell us. I have unmuted you. Yeah, go on. No, I think there is some confusion. Radhika, do you want to have a do you have a query with you? Okay, I've unmuted you, please.
I want to ask this Palash found, like Palash sherbet.
Okay,
Like,
what about it?
I think she wants to know what is Palash. So it's the flower of a tree. The tree is called flame of the forest. It's very easy to recognize it when it's in the flowering season because the whole tree turns red. So, but it's got cooling properties. It looks like a beak. So again, a very easy characteristic to identify it with. So look around your place. If you're living in central India, you would be able to see it in the forest, obviously, but also around you if you are living in an older locality or something, because these trees are very common and they are easy to recognize. They have cooling properties. The flowers have cooling properties. So very easy sherbet to make also.
Thank you, Radhika. In case there are any more queries, please put them, please raise your hand and let us know. You can also text them to me on the chat strip. Okay, we have Sarvagna Srivastav again. Yeah, please tell us. I have unmuted you, yeah. We can't hear you, Sarvagna.
Ma'am?
Yeah.
Ma'am, what is the name of the gond?
Which?
The gond.
Gond. It's called Gond Katira. Tragacanth gum. Gond Katira. You will have, if you go to your local shopkeeper, you will be able to get it.
Okay, ma'am.
It's again a very easy things to make. Just soak it, add it to your milk.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
I think we are almost done with our queries. In case you have any more queries, you can send them to me. You can either put them on the chat strip or, okay, we have one last question. So Manju Kanswar, you have raised your hand. I have unmuted you. Manju, do you want to ask any query? Do you have any query?
Just please check the chat. I think she's added.
Hello.
Yeah, Manju. Yes.
Hi,
please.
ma'am. Very good morning. Yeah. So I have a question here. So juices, right? So it is always good to have juices, or it's good to have the entire fruit with the pulp? I mean, which way it's good? Because many people say if you take juices, it causes acidity, right? It's not good for the stomach. So how should we go? All the fruits,
Manju,
how
please
should we
also tell us a little about yourself. Like, are you a...
Yeah, yes, ma'am. I'm a teacher. I'm working for DPS and
Okay.
I'm handling grade 1.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank
It's
you.
always better to have the fruit, but sometimes it's very difficult to eat. Like bael, if you give to a younger person, it's going to be very difficult for that person to eat. So bael sharbat is good. And the way to make it is, as you would have seen in all the recipes that we have shared, we have not removed the fiber. So that kind of, takes care of the problems with the juices. Juices are, because they are sieved so many times and all the fiber is removed from it, that's why the problem arises. But in these local biodiversity rich and traditional recipes, we do not remove the pulp.
Okay, ma'am. Yeah. Thank you.
Oh, by this time we have another, a couple of more people raising their hands. Let me ask let me ask Adala. Adala, we haven't heard anything from you. Yes, please tell us what's your query. And if you could.
Yeah. Ma'am, where we can get more fossil fruits, ma'am?
What foods?
Sorry?
Ma'am, fossil fruits, ma'am. You have said first right, ma'am, how to make sherbet.
Yeah. Do you want to know where the falsa comes from? Or
yeah, ma'am.
Where do we get falsa?
Yeah, ma'am, where it comes more.
Okay.
Where are you based, Adala?
Ma'am, Hyderabad.
I don't think you will get it there. It is available as a novelty fruit even in the northern parts of the country where it grows. You might not be able to get it.
Okay, ma'am. Thanks.
Thank you, Adala, for your question.
And that just shows how fortunate one part of the country is to get some kind of fruit. The other part of the country has something very similar. For example, Hyderabad, I'm sure, has other things that can be consumed as fruit juices, which the northern part will not have. So enjoy what you have around you. Look around, find out the exact ingredient which can be converted into a juice.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Vibha, for this such a positive answer. So I think that most of our audience's queries have been answered. Okay, can I take one last question from Ananya? Ananya, you just raised your hand. Yes, please go on.
Ma'am, I was asking that, is kokum available in South India?
Yes, it says it grows in Karnataka, it grows in Maharashtra, in that area, in Goa. It's very, very popular tree there. So you would be able to get it very easily there. Which part of South India do you mean?
Ananya, can you tell us where do you stay? So depending upon that, we can answer you better.
It's available across South, so it's not an issue. And it's so popular now because it's supposed to be a very healthy food, and it's becoming a health food right now. So even places where does not grow, it's available.
All right. So thank you so much, Vibha, for such an informative and exciting session on sherbets. The topic itself is so tempting that most of our audience remained engrossed throughout the session. Thank you, all the kids, for registering and coming and attending our session today. If you have any more queries, please send them to me at young@downtoearth.org.in. Please keep visiting the Young Environmentalist website, meant only and solely for you. And don't forget to check out our current edition of the Gobar Times. It's on landfill sites, a very interesting and current hot topic that's going on these days. And keep telling us what you would like to see more on your website. Thank you so much once again. We will now close our session, and then you can say your goodbyes and thank yous to Vibha.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Can you please unmute everybody?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much,
Bye,
ma'am.
ma'am. Bye, ma'am. Have a nice day, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am. Have a nice day.
Thank you. Thank you. It was wonderful talking to everyone. Good to hear everyone's voice.